Welcome. You're listening to the Healthy Moving Podcast, the show all about helping you to exercise less, but move more so that you will feel better. I am your healthy moving enthusiast, Jen Hoffman of StayAtHomeYoga.com. Today, we're wrapping up our Mindset Month series with a special edition of the Healthy Moving Podcast. We're changing up the normal format to welcome one of the nation's foremost yoga teachers, Judith Hanson Lasater. She's going to help us eliminate the belief that we don't have time for healthy moving. Prepare to have your mind rocked. When I encourage people to move more, specifically to move more healthfully throughout their day, the most common objection I hear is, I don't have the time. Or people say, Jen, I'm so busy. I just cannot make the time for more movement in my day. See, this is the big, ugly weed in your thought garden that keeps you from getting the healthy movement that your body needs. And to help you yank it once and for all, I thought I'd call in my mentor and friend, Judith Hanson Lasater. Judith has been teaching yoga since 1971. She's a physical therapist, the author of 8 books, as well as numerous articles on yoga and health. And she travels the world teaching yoga teachers. A few years ago, I did an hour-long interview with Judith for my old podcast. I don't think Judith, and I know I haven't done anything to promote that show in years, but I still get an email every few weeks from someone telling me that that episode changed their life. So I thought I'd share a piece of it with you today, specifically the piece that I get most comments about. Now, I have to warn you, the audio quality isn't top-notch in this interview, but the message is so profound, I think you'll be able to forgive it. I asked Judith, what do you say to students when they tell you they just don't have time for their practice? Here's what she had to say.
Number one, you do have time. It's a matter of choice. You can do 3 poses a day in the morning or at night, or 1 in the morning, 1 in the noon, and 1 in the afternoon. You can do a half dog pose stretch at the wall with 10 breaths. You've done a stretch. You can do a twist while you're sitting in a stoplight with breathing and awareness. You can lie on the floor and put your legs up on the couch. And, I perfected the ability to lie down in the hallway. All 3 kids and I would put our legs up the wall, and I'd read a story. And I perfected the ability to actually let my eyes go over the words and my mouth say the words, but I wasn't paying any attention. I was resting. I mean, you can do it. You can do it. See, what people think is they have the prison of the all or nothing. Oh, if I don't have 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, then it's not worth doing. So if someone is dying of thirst and they need 8 ounces of water, but you only have 6, do you say to them, sorry, I only got 6? No, you give them 6.
Right.
So if you've got 5 minutes, stretch your calves standing at the wall. Stretch your calves in the elevator. Or do half dog pose. Or put your head down on close your door and put your head down on your desk in your office and breathe 25 breaths and just relax. Or, there's time to practice.
I love that, the prison of all or nothing. That is so profound.
The prison of all or nothing. So the way I say it too, Jennifer, is move in the direction of. If you can't do a pose every day, move in the direction of doing it. For example, there are a lot of people who drink sodas 5 days a week at least. And we all know sodas are very tied to the epidemic of obesity because they're just basically chemicals and sugar and water. But so people think, oh, I can't give up sodas. Don't give up sodas. Just have 3 a week instead of 5. Move in the direction of, think how much better it would be if people didn't eat meat one day a week. Or didn't smoke, instead of smoking 5 cigarettes a day, what if they smoked 2? They're moving in the direction of. And that's what we have to do. That's a being gentle with ourselves. And it lets us out of the prison of the black and white.
I love that. Do you remember the example of brushing your teeth I've heard you give before?
Yes.
Can you share that?
So, the example that you mention is, what would it be like if we thought about brushing our teeth and had the same rationalizations and excuses about brushing our teeth that we had about going to yoga class or doing a practice? I'm sorry about this cough thing. So get up in the morning. Oh, I wanted to do practice today, but I'm running late for work. So I'll brush my teeth. I'll go to that noontime toothbrushing class at work. For 45 minutes, I'll do that. And then it gets toward lunch. Oh, I'm really hungry. Or I forgot I had a lunch date with so-and-so to discuss the such and such. So I'm going to stop by that toothbrushing class right on the way home. I really like that teacher on Wednesdays. So and then it gets to be the end of the day. Oh, I'm really tired. I'm hungry. I'm just going to go home. I'll practice. I'll just do a little bit at home. And then you get home and you just want to eat because you're starving. You know what? I'll just eat now, and then I'll go to bed early, and I'll get up tomorrow and brush my teeth. And it's just so ridiculous because we would never leave the house without brushing. Not only brushing, but flossing and water picking, and God knows the rituals to the
whitening
that
and
we live by.
Exactly.
The tyranny of the oral hygiene, which is clearly a good thing, but it's silly. And so what is needed to change that is to become that consistent, that used to, that it's a part of my life. I do it every morning, or whenever it works for you in your life, thing. It's like, it's raining, do you practice? It's hot, do you practice? It's freezing, do you practice? You're bored, do you practice? You're happy, do you practice? You're grumpy, do you practice? It becomes the underground river that will pop out and nourish you at unexpected times and places. But you have to feed the river.
I'll be sure to include a link to the full interview, plus all the details on where you can find Judith and her amazing books over in the show notes for episode 12 at healthymovingpodcast.com. Move in the direction of. Those 5 words that Judith gave us are both freeing and empowering. Of course, they apply to our health and all of our health choices and practices, but they also have a much broader implication. So many of the big pursuits in life, the things that have the power to make us better versions of ourselves, those things get put on the back burner because we tell ourselves that we don't have time to pursue them. So this week, let's pay attention to when the "I don't have time for that" thought arises. Let's replace it with, what small step can I take right now to move in the direction of that goal or dream? Friends, your body is shaped by how you move and the positions you're in when you're not moving all the time. Move in the direction of health, not by making more time for exercise, but by learning more about how you can move and sit and rest optimally in your life while you're working and playing and relaxing. You don't need more time. You need more information. Of course, I want to be here to support you on that journey. I want to give you that information. What questions do you have for me about how to weave healthy movement into the fabric of your day? Maybe there's somewhere in your body that you have a pain that you feel could be alleviated by moving better. Call me at 201 580-MOVE or just click the Leave Me a Message link over at healthymovingpodcast.com. I absolutely want to answer your questions and give you the information you need right here on the show. While you're over there at healthymovingpodcast.com, enter your email address and click the blue Get Access Now button so that you can join me each and every month for a free, live, online Healthy Moving class. Thank you so much for listening. I want to give a special shout out to the amazing people submitting iTunes reviews for the show. I really appreciate your feedback. I love this week what 000LB had to say. Getting healthy isn't necessarily that scheduled trip to the gym. Listening to Jen, I realize it's much more a part of every waking moment. When I read that review, I was so excited I shouted, yes! Making those small, in-the-moment changes is so much easier than we think. I would love your feedback on the show, so please head to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. And I'd also really appreciate your help in spreading the word about the show. There's Facebook and Twitter links over on the site to help make spreading the word a breeze for you. Until next time, friends, keep moving.